roll.
All right, so back again, tile 1, personal information, everything we have on the customer, along with the notes here. Now you guys have e-leads. We integrate with e-leads. As soon as you put a note into Mastermind, that's going to push into e-leads. So if you reach out to this customer, we want to change the status here to whatever we did, attempted, contacted, appointment, hopefully sold. Hit save, and that's going to go ahead and push over to e-leads, okay? So that's the first tile, all the personal information we have. Tile 2, this is the deal that this customer did at this dealership, okay? So we can go ahead and see the car she bought, miles, VIN. We also have Carfax integrated here. Now I think, oh wait, sorry about your video, Rod. Rod, I need to just log in real quick.
I can pause.
So we integrate with Carfax, we're the same parent company. Now, why is checking the Carfax important? What's the? It's good to know the history, but the main reason we want to pull this up is so we can make sure they still have the car. If they bought the car new and it still says it's a one-owner car, they still have it. If I'm only going to get you guys to call 10, 20 customers a day, hopefully more, I want you guys to all have your best shot at making a quality call, so let's just make sure they still have the car first, okay? If you need a Carfax login, you can see your managers for that. So then tile 2, this is our proposed upgrade for the customer. Now, so we're basically saying, okay, let's take her out of her car, either roll in her payments or whatever is the best way to take that car in trade. And we use BMW's programs and incentives along with the discounts that I work with your management team on to come up with a new car offer for the customer, where we're trying to essentially get as close as we can to the numbers that they did with a deal that's going to kind of make sense for them, okay? So now with a little bit more drive off, even with the same drive off, it'll actually be close. But at the end of the day, Ellen will be able to get a pretty similar deal to what she's getting right now, if not better, right? So that's the main thing I want you guys to get from this. In about 2 seconds, you're able to look at what they're doing, what's possible. And on this black bar here, we're going to give you all of the information that we have on the customer, okay? So first of all, this EV score, this is new. We're just going to let you know who's most likely to get an EV on their next purchase. If the score is high, that's relevant. 38 is a low score. This is probably not a good candidate for an EV purchase, okay? Remaining, we can see here what they have left on their car. 1 payment left, and then her last payment is due in 9 days. That's the first thing I'd probably say to Ellen. Hey, Ellen, look, you got a payment due in 9 days. Don't make that payment. Come in and see me first. Let's talk about something that might be a better option for you, right? That's simple. Warranty, right? That's got a 0 score. It doesn't matter because she's still under her warranty. Miles, she's only got 23,000. She's way under, right? Which is one thing to keep in mind. Maybe a 7,500 or 10,000 mile a year lease would make more sense for Ellen when she gets her next car, okay? Product. Now, all of you guys are new here, right? So all of you guys weren't necessarily working here in 2021. This product tab is going to show you the difference between her car and a new one as far as specifications go, right? The X3 did have a facelift, some new headlights and stuff, but the main car itself hasn't really changed. But any changes that were here, we would actually highlight those for you. Like, hey, it's 1 inch longer, or it gets better mileage, or it's got more power, right? Whatever it is. But for you guys with your product knowledge, this is a really easy way to upgrade somebody and compare their current car with a brand new one without having been here 3 years ago. It's actually kind of hard to look this stuff up on an older car, okay? Incentives. We can see here the deals that the dealership are doing along with the discounts that they're offering. Now you can click any of these to get more information. So we can see here there's a loyalty lease credit nationally for $1,000 and then FS bonus for $1,000. Total rebate is $2,500, okay? The discount that the dealership is currently offering through Mastermind on X3s is $3,000, so that nets out at a $5,500 savings for the customer. Okay? This is something you can discuss with the customer. What I don't want you guys to do is quote a payment. Okay? We're not here to sell cars over the phone. We're here to sell appointments. Great news. Your lease is coming up. We could save you over $5,000 on a new one right now. I know it's crazy. When can you come in? Don't make your last payment. Let's try and put this together. Right? I didn't tell her what her payment was. I mean, just however we can get her excited, get her in front of you. That's where the magic happens. Okay? Equity. We're going to just show you guys how we're getting the customer out of their car. Obviously, doing it as a trade doesn't make any sense, but so we're just going to roll in the last payment of $852 into our offer there, okay? And then payment here, this is just showing you how we got there. We can look at other terms and stuff here as well to try and make something happen, and we can adjust the miles from here too, just to show kind of what a new deal would actually look like. Now, you guys, again, this isn't really a desking tool, but the fact is, you know that you could probably get her in a new car for less than what she's paying right now. Naomi did her job getting her in a new X3 lease for $850. That was a nice deal she made back then. So anyway, just wanted to use her customer just to pick on for a second. All right, so this was a lease. I'm pretty sure all of you guys have been here long enough to know the difference between a lease and a finance and a cash. A lot of people, when they get access to Mastermind, the leases are the first thing they go to, right? Of course, they do have to do something. They're on a timer, but lease customers are not really where the bulk of the opportunity lies. In the last few years, most people bought their cars, financed their cars. And especially 3 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, rates were really low, okay? People could finance a car at 2-3%. And a lot of customers did that, 1%. I think when the pandemic first ended, we were at BMW, we were doing 0.9 for 60 months. People were buying stuff like that like crazy. So what does that mean? Now they've had those cars for a few years because they've had such low interest, and probably a lot of them put down payments. There's a lot of people out there with equity in their cars, okay, that we can convert hopefully to a new lease. But the fact is, these people can trade in their car and get something out of it, okay? So I want to look at a finance opportunity. So I'll just pull up one that I found. Sorry about the Wi-Fi, guys. So this is, oh, wait a minute, wrong file. Oh, so this guy has 2 cars from you guys. Okay, so he has an i3 and an X5. We're going to look at his X5 file today. Cool, so personal info here. Now this customer, when you see a picture, that means their social media profile is public, okay? So we scrub that, and we try and get you any information we can use on this customer. So first of all, we'll tell you what he does. He's an IP lawyer, okay? If you guys know anything about law, IP lawyers are making all the money right now, okay? Chasing down patents and stuff like that. But also, we scrub their profile for anything that we can find that they're interested in, right? That we can talk to them about. Sometimes you might see 49ers right there, right? Obviously, if you're a Chiefs fan, you might not want to bring that up while you're in the car with them. But if you are a Niner fan, you guys could probably find some common ground and lament a little bit, right? If you see they like Elvis, when you go in the test drive, just put the Elvis channel on the Sirius. You don't have to say anything, but it might just all click for the customer, right? So we're going to try and give you every information we can. Perfect example, this guy put 0 down, $299, okay? He's paying $1,380, all right? We can get him out of his car and into a new one with 0 down. I mean, the MSRP is a little bit less, but even if it was the same MSRP, it'd probably still be a little bit less per month, right? This is a guy that's financing his car, but it doesn't matter. The fact is, it makes sense for this guy to take a look at an upgrade. Remember, this is a tool that's going to tell you the best time to upgrade a customer. And you can tell that to the customer too. Look, we have a tool that we use that lets you know the sweet spot to get a new car. Right now, this is your sweet spot, right? No money down, similar or lower payment. And we'll tell you everything else we have here. Ownership. So we can see the guy drives 12,000 miles a year. If we click that, we can take a look and see all of this guy's ROs on this car. Now, it's not so great to talk about. You got to be careful talking about how a car has racked up repairs. I mean, this guy's had several BMWs, so he's probably used to what this stuff costs. But he has spent $6,500 of his own money on that car already. Okay? $6,500. The total is $10,000. So that difference was covered by warranty. Okay? But he's spent a lot of his own money on this car. So we'll go down the line. Warranty. His warranty is now expired. 50,800 miles, okay? So he actually just ticked over his warranty expiration. Product, we know same thing with the X5. It's a facelift. And here's all the other info. We've got discounts and the loyalty APR credit. How much equity he's got? About $14,000 in equity. Again, this is all an estimate. We have to see the car. I don't want you guys telling a customer they have $14,000 in equity, but we can tell them it looks like you have a good amount of equity. When can you come in? We'll try and get you all the money we can. Okay? And last one, payment. Obviously, this has a high score because this payment's going down. Okay, the only reason I'm showing you this is because I'm going to be assigning a lot of you guys finance customers. I don't want you to be afraid of having this conversation. These people, most people that have had BMWs, they know they cost a lot of money to repair the older they get, and deals aren't bad right now. I mean, he doesn't need to know that the rate is 6%, but I'm sure he'll be happy to know that he could lower his payment and get into a new car, okay? So that is essentially how to look at a deal sheet in a couple of minutes. It's about 30 seconds that it should take for you to figure out, why am I going to call this guy? What am I going to say to him? And what's going to make sense, right? So a new feature that just came out that I want to show you guys is a way that we can work the service drive properly, okay? So when I click this service button, and everyone's going to have access to this, it's going to pull up all of our ROs in the service drive, okay? And we want to filter out customers that are a score of 50 and up. So up here, make sure we're putting in the BPS. We filter customers that have a score of 50 or higher, 50 to 100. So what this means is right now in your shop, these cars are here, out back, okay? I've got 29 cars in your service department where the customers are scored over 50. Okay, meaning they're going to buy a car in the next 6 months. 90% of these customers are going to buy a car in the next 6 months. Okay, let me just grab a quick sip of water. So, do any of the names here look familiar? Not the guy we were just looking at? In the X5 that could upgrade with no money down and probably a lower payment? His car's here right now. Niba's coming back here to pick up his car at some point. Okay, actually this guy is assigned to Michael Wu. It's too bad he's not in here. But Michael Wu needs to call this guy and say, hey Nima, when are you coming to pick up your car? Great, I got great news for you. Okay, come by and see me and then I'll walk you over to the service department. It's the easiest appointment you're going to make is someone that has to come back here, right? So what I'm telling you guys, customer name, Miles, the service writer. So it's easy for you guys to track it down. The way they bought it, every lease we need to look at. Okay, 100%. But the finance customers, we can be a little bit picky on. Here's the current RO amount. So right now, I mean, his car just got here this morning at 8:15, and his RO is already 969. Yeah, that's going to go up. Okay, so this is linked directly with the DMS.
Did you share with them what the acronym BPS stands for?
Yes. So that's the overall score, right?
What does the acronym stand
Oh, behavior prediction score. If I didn't tell you guys what the actual acronym is, I apologize. BPS, behavior prediction score. And the behavior we're predicting is that they're going to buy cars. Okay? So RO amount there, who the customer is assigned to. So you guys will have visibility to every customer that I give you, along with every orphan and conquest customer that comes into service. So you'll have a lot of opportunity here to try and work something out. And over here is their trade value and equity position. Okay? Do you guys have an off-street purchase spiff here? How much is it? $150. So every customer that's green here, even if they don't want to buy a new car, maybe they have a Tesla on order, whatever it is, they might not even need the car anymore. That's all an opportunity for you guys to at least make $150. You can offer an appraisal to every customer that's green there because they either have equity or they have the title for their car, right? The red ones, there's certain customers we're going to want to avoid altogether, you know. So keep an eye on that. If you have a customer that's financing and they're 20,000 upside down, I might leave that one for last and focus on the ones that are a little bit of a better opportunity, right? And there's plenty here. Like I said, just today alone, there's 29 customers in here right now. Every day this should be checked, okay, the service dashboard. And yeah, so there's Nima, there's plenty of these guys here. And we actually have a lot more equity than you would think. Okay? Cool. Service, service, service. Very important. So that's drive. Okay? These means the car's here, the RO is open. Appointments. is essentially the same kind of layout, except the car isn't here yet. These are customers that are coming to drop off their cars. Now with this, be careful, because most people drop off their cars when? Really early. Probably a lot of them before you guys even get here, right? But same thing, we want to filter out 50 to 100. If you scroll down, actually let me show a bit more on this page.
So let me stop you for a second. So these are all appointments right here?
These are all appointments, yeah. Now, these that are for today, these are no-shows, because the RO didn't get open.
But how'd you get there? I was looking at the
Sure, so there's a drive tab and an appointments tab right there at the top. So when you click service here, drive means that they've already been in the drive, right? Appointments are upcoming appointments. So again, you can see like all of these that were dated for today, this morning, they no-showed, most likely, okay? Because the RO hasn't been opened yet. But down here we can see 2/16, 3:30 p.m. Here's a customer coming in with equity today. Another one, you know, there's a, where was the other one? 10:30, so maybe they're down there right now. But you get the idea. All of these are your upcoming appointments that are going to have equity, okay? So here's the important thing, you guys. I don't want multiple people chasing after the same customer. Once you call somebody, you need to flip this switch. All right, it's that simple. For the service thing alone, that's all we need to do is flip that switch. That lets everyone else know that you tried reaching out to that customer. Okay, because these people are really just coming in for service. I mean, we're going to do the best we can to convert them, but of course, everyone's going to see the most juicy customer and try and get after them. Whoever gets in there first and flips that switch, then you own that customer for that service visit. It's that simple, okay? And that same switch is here on the drive tab as well. All you have to do is flip that, and then everyone else will be able to see that it was flipped, and your name will be under it, okay? Very, very important. Now, if you talk to that customer, if you work that customer, then you're going to want to put in a note and have your protection and e-lead as well. But if you just tried to reach out, I don't want 5 voicemails on the same customer's phone, okay? So keep that in mind. Remember, every note you put in here as well is going to go into e-lead, so you guys will have protection. If we can't get a hold of the customer, there's other things we can do, okay? So I'm going to go back to this dude because I liked the upgrade. Yeah, X5. So I'm Michael. I couldn't get a hold of Nima. I can click this little print button right here, print up a nice little summary of the offer, staple my business card, go out and find the tag number in the back and leave it on the dash. Maybe do 5 or 10 at once. You can even write something out. Hey, Nima, thanks for coming to our service department. Here's a quick upgrade offer. And if you're interested in selling your car, here's an estimated trade value for you. I mean, maybe 10, 15 minutes worth of work. You can plant a lot of seeds out there. If you throw enough bait out there, you're going to catch a fish, okay? Go ahead.
Aren't they getting that correspondence from us though already?
Not all of them, no. I mean, there's customers in here that haven't gotten marketing yet.
How do we know if they received it?
That's a good question. So let me show you the symbol that you'll see if they've gotten marketing. It's this guy right here. So the last thing I want to talk to you about, and thank you for helping me segue into that, let me pull up this Hubert Lynn, who's also in your service drive right now, by the way. Right now, this customer's here. So when a customer has received marketing from us, you're going to have a little campaign button right here. Okay, so instead of using the little print button, I would actually print this. Say, hey, we sent this to you a couple weeks ago, not sure if you got it. Let me know if you have any questions, right? The offers we send basically package up all of that upgrade information. It's really nice. It looks like it came actually directly from BMW. It's got, and it's all VIN specific for this customer. No one else is getting this same offer except Hubert Lynn. How many payments he's got left, the new offer, the VIN, everything we can throw at this guy, $5,500 towards a new car. We don't quote a payment if the payment's going up over 20%. If it's going up less than 20%, we'll quote the payment because we've found 20% is kind of that sweet spot for a customer to kind of expect an increase. But if the payment's going up $300, we're not going to say, hey, great news, your payment's going up $300, right? Although, I mean, that's a conversation that'll need to happen, but it's better to have that conversation when they're sitting there in front of you. Anyway, so, and then right here, you can just print that out. This is a much nicer thing to print out. The other one I was showing you guys, this little print button, that's only if they haven't received marketing from us yet. That other customer, Nemo, will, maybe next month or the month after, because we cycle through it. But in order to see if they've gotten marketing, they have to have that little envelope letter symbol right there. All right, so the last thing is, where do I start my day in Mastermind, right? Service is important, but I actually like to check the service stuff maybe 10, 11 o'clock once all the arrivals for the day have come in, and then you can kind of see who was there that morning. The first thing I would do in Mastermind every day is check this bell, and specifically the marketing, which is this tab on that bell, okay?
So you're saying go to the bell?
I would do the bell first, and this last tab here on the bell, which is campaign activity. When we send our emails out, they all have tracking on them. So when a customer opens the email and downloads their offer, we will tell you guys that the customer did it. So Twins Auto Body looked at their offer today at 10:15 in the morning. Okay? And this is another opportunity that we can talk about here. Payment's going up, not a whole lot, but he is a good candidate for an EV. He's over his miles by 10,000 already. Okay? So guy's got 4 payments left, but he's already over his miles by 10,000 miles. Okay, this is the power of Mastermind. If you click this, we'll even tell you right now his mileage penalty is $2,500. If he keeps driving his car, throwing a quarter in a cup for every mile he drives, he's going to have over 4,000 in penalties at the end. That upgrade offer is starting to make a little more sense considering how much more he's going to have to spend to just get out of that car, right? So, by the way, this is a company deal. On company deals, if you hit the co-buyer here, you'll be able to see who the co-buyer is, so you know who to address when you're making the call. Okay? Any questions on that? So this bell is going to let you know who is engaging with our message, right? Who's downloading the offer. I don't know if this customer might not have actually called in yet, but they're nibbling at the bait. This is an orphan customer. This is going to be open for one of you guys are going to get this customer today because I'm going to be reassigning a lot of orphans and stuff to you new guys. Okay?
The helmet is going to be signifying it's orphan. The helmet would be. How do you?
No, it's up here. It says orphan on it.
Okay, got it.
This one isn't a helmet. He bought this car here, but the original salesperson isn't here. So it was Winston Searles. Right. So there you have it. Okay. Now, also, we even have this little deal history button. I like to look at this. So this guy, we can show you every time they've looked at our offer when it says viewed the predictive campaign offer. I was going to say, look, June, August, September again, October, and now in February, right? I mean, this guy's ready, you know. I mean, he just needs somebody to give him a little push and tell him, yeah, this really is the best deal you're going to be able to get now. But let's go, Twins Auto Body, right? But one thing, it's nice to see just kind of how many times they've interacted with what we're doing, okay? So first thing we do in Mastermind, we check the bell and we check the marketing, especially the last 2 weeks of the month. This month, our marketing goes out around the middle of the month, every month, okay? So in the last 2 weeks of the month, you're gonna see a lot of names here. There's almost 200 customers in the last day that have looked at their offers at this dealership alone, okay? It's a lot. So let's do the best we can and try and nail some of these guys down, okay? Everyone with a high score we should be looking at, for sure, every single lease in the service drive we need to be talking to. I mean, we should be talking to every customer that's green there, even the ones that have a little bit of red are worth taking a look at. Because deals actually at BMW are pretty darn good. If anyone's tried cross-shopping lately, Mercedes payments way higher than you guys. Audi is similar, but the product is pretty stale. I mean, to be honest, nobody can really touch the value that BMW is bringing right now. And trust me, I work with all the brands. So, you know, what you guys can lease cars for, I mean, you can barely go get a Hyundai for that in a lot of places, SUVs and things like that. So keep that in mind. Okay, but for sure, every lease we need to be making sure is handled in here. Remember, equity doesn't matter as much on a lease. It's a lease return, okay? And then everybody that's green here, I would also like it if we could make sure that all these customers are touched, okay? Like I said, once you do that, just flip that switch just to make sure that no one else tries to step on your toes with that customer. I think this will do it for today. I'm going to assign some customers around to all you guys. And if you'd like to take a Zoom class to really take a deep dive into Mastermind, I think we have one today at 12 o'clock. So if any of you guys would like to sign up, I can go ahead and get you registered, okay? Anybody have any questions?
I'll do one more, yeah.
Do you want to do one of those?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
It'll be done in my computer downstairs, or
It's good. All the invites will be emailed to you.
do it up here, or?
You can do it anywhere you want. You can. I mean, I wouldn't do it on your phone because they're going to share a screen. It's going to be easier to see on your computer. Anybody else got questions? Okay. Thank you, guys. So one thing I'm going to tell you. I'm going to assign all of you guys customers. I'm going to check this in a couple of weeks. If you're not doing anything with them, I'm going to take them out and give them to the people that are working this, okay? Because these are BMW San Francisco customers, and we want to put the opportunity in the right hands. This is a real privilege. I mean, when I started in the car business, like I told you guys, I had a yellow pad. Customers came in. That was how I got my feet wet. I'm going to seed you guys with a portfolio of over 100 in-market customers each, okay? That's a real shot in the arm to get things going. So excited to see what you guys do. But if you don't, I'm going to see every click you guys do in here. If you don't deserve the opportunity, it's going to get taken away and given to somebody who does. Okay? Good luck. Thank you. And reach out if you have any questions.
Jessica.